I want to see and hear people yelling the N-word at the police officers. I don't want them to block it out. I want people to hear it. I want to hear them call the police officers the N-word. I want to hear them say it over and over again like they said it to them, so that we can really talk about what this was about. And it was about race, and it was about, overturning this election, and it was about feeling superior to people. It was about the Confederacy. It was about all of those things, because otherwise, why are you walking into the Capitol with a Confederate flag?
Talking about the 1-6 hearings that are about to start, my big concern is this. It's going to get all hyped up, and everyone is going to watch expecting basically an Aaron Sorkin play. And I think that they're going to pay more attention to moments. They're going to be expecting grand moments of drama, and I'm worried, and I'm speaking about my party, the Democrats. They're not going to listen. If it's not going to be this big explosive moment that they can all go and tweet about afterwards, then it's not going to be worthy of their time, and everybody will instead be tweeting, oh, it was a letdown, it was boring, we didn't learn anything. Do you share that apprehension?
No. And I don't, because I have to tell you, the Mueller hearings, I listened to them. I happened to be in Baltimore with my uncle, and we were listening to them. And I personally thought that Mueller was ill. I just thought, what the ham sandwich? We've been listening and hearing folks talk about how fantastic he is, and he was a total letdown. I personally think he was ill. And I think that they should have used someone else to have the conversation. It was just, he didn't help. And then by the time the Attorney General got in, it was just a big nothing. And it wasn't, because I actually read the report. So I knew that there was all of this stuff in there, but he just let it fall, just flat. So it was just, so nothing could be more disappointing than that, because that should have been enough on its own. And so I think it's going to be fun.
Let me interrupt you on that.
Sure.
You're proving my point in a sense, aren't you? I mean, everybody was saying for months and months, I would see this on social media, it's Mueller time. Mueller's coming for you. Mueller.
He could have laid out the case, but he didn't even lay out the case. I mean, when the case is over, if you've laid it out, you can say, so here's what you should walk away with. And here are the 3 things that are really critical. And here's the action that should happen because of that. He didn't do any of that. It was awful. It was just awful. And I just remember thinking, holy crap, this is just terrible. So but what I can tell you about the 1-6 is we've already seen enough stuff that every time we see it on TV and we see those people crawling on the building like ants, we're like, did this actually happen? So all they have to do is show more of that. What I'm hoping is that they do this. This is what I hope to see. I probably won't, but I want to see and hear people yelling the N-word at the police officers. I don't want them to block it out. I want people to hear it. I want to hear them call the police officers the N-word. I want to hear them say it over and over again like they said it to them, so that we can really talk about what this was about. And it was about race, and it was about, overturning this election, and it was about feeling superior to people. It was about the Confederacy. It was about all of those things, because otherwise, why are you walking into the Capitol with a Confederate flag? So it was a whole lot of things that were mixed into that, and the people who did it were horrible people. And here's the other thing that I hope we can get to, is that so there's all these different dynamics. But then we have a few Black people like Kathy Barnett from Pennsylvania, who's walking there with the Proud Boys or somebody. So when that happens, we go, oh, well, it really wasn't about race either, because, you've got Black people who are part of the insurrection too. No, you don't. What you got is some idiots. And that's different. And they're not speaking for any of us. And if we were to just sort of really peel it back and take you and say, here, just go in there, they would run her out of there. So I just think that always mixes it up, and people are like, oh, no, it's not about race. I mean, we've got Herschel Walker running for, no, we don't. What we got is an idiot. And he's not speaking for any of us. And those who vote for him, what they got is more idiots. And so I just think folks need to just sort of back off of that and realize what this stuff is really about.
You feel Herschel Walker is not up to the challenge of being a United States Senator from Georgia? Is that what I'm gathering? Would you like to add to your commentary on Herschel Walker? I've heard him. I have my opinion, but you're who I want to hear from.
Well, first of all, most of the time I can't understand anything he says, and that's just another thing on its own. And then some of the stuff he says, like that whole thing about when he was talking about COVID, that he could walk in, and I mean, the stuff he says is crazy talk. And not only that, what is it with Republicans always trying to put these wife beaters and all these people in office who beat up women, and what is that? And then what is it about the folks who actually vote for them? It's just more the people who vote for him than Herschel Walker. And that's what that's what I want people to know when I talk about Republicans and people who vote for them. It is more about them than it is about the candidate. Because what is it that you're wishing for, that you're hoping for, that is so important for you to get, that you would take that vessel to get it? That no matter what, that is the way you're going to walk to get it. So it says more about them. And sometimes I think the stuff that it says is really scary, because it says, where half of this country is going. And half of them frighten me because, the Civil War was a Civil War, and it was fought for a very specific reason. And when folks talk about some of these issues and when they talk about some of these candidates, that's scary to me, that we would have these people trying to represent our country. And that's a really scary thing for me as a person of color.